Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Chris Bassett breaking his silence on whether or not he is going to sue Gizelle Bryant for defamation. As we know, what's been going down on the Real House of Potomac is not only disheartening, but a bit alarming. And is it illegal? But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So this is according to Reality Blurb. Let's get into it and then we will, talk about it. So it says, Candiace Dillard's Bassett's husband, Chris Bassett, revealed if he has plans to sue Gizelle Bryant and Ashley Darby during a recent Instagram live after the women accused him of inappropriate behavior on the Real Housewives of Potomac. After Gizelle suggested Chris made her feel uncomfortable during a private conversation they had in her dressing room at the season 6 reunion. And Ashley accused Chris of sending her a late night DM and flirting with one of her friends. Chris took to social media where he answered a question regarding potential litigation. Can I sue for defamation? I'm not suing. I'm not a litigious person, Chris confirmed on IG Live via Urban Bell. I'm not going to sue anybody. Am I angry? Am I upset about it? I am. In addition to facing claims from both Gizelle and Ashley, Chris was also accused of staring at Mia Thornton at Karen Huger's Spring Bling event, which she has since backtracked on. If you missed it, we did a whole video on Mia admitting that she was lying about Chris. But let's go on. And because he encouraged the friendship between Candiace and Ashley and felt that Gizelle was a friend to his wife, Chris feels he's been betrayed by both rhop cast members. However, when it comes to Gizelle, he believes that the claims she made against him were the result of the trauma she sustained amid her past marriage to Gizelle Bryant. Wow, look at Chris being empathetic, but let's continue. After seemingly being questioned about whether or not he believes Gizelle can't find a man, as rumors have suggested, Chris said that what Gizelle went through during her failed marriage likely led her to speak out against him. Gizelle has no problem finding a man. It's whether or not she doesn't want one. I feel like a lot of what she said that made her uncomfortable is because of the stuff her ex-husband did to her. And I can understand that. I get that, he reasoned. Just tell me, because if you would have told me that, I would have said I totally get it. I understand, that's fine. He then added, does Gizelle want me? In no way, shape, or form do I think Gizelle wants anything to do with me. Earlier this month, while appearing on the Reality with the King podcast with Carlos King, Gizelle opened up about her allegations against Candiace's husband. That evening, Chris was very drunk at that point of the night. We could have talked in the hallway. I didn't get why he wanted to go to my room, she explained, but once we were there, it just made me feel uncomfortable. I have never said this man lured me. I've never said he preyed on me. I never said that I was accusing him of, SA, assault. Dun 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 dun. This is the thing. I applaud Chris Bassett for showing Gizelle empathy, being like, you know what? I know that you had, an emotionally and mentally and spiritually abusive marriage. Your husband was cheating on you. He was having, babies outside of the marriage. But Gizelle, he was cheating on you and allegedly having these babies before you married him, and you knew about it and you married him anyway. So you need to take accountability for that. Also, the man has, by the man, I mean Pastor Holy Whore Gizelle Bryant, really dragged you and your children. You have 3 beautiful daughters. You dragged you and your children through hell and through the mud. Think about how it affects your children, that this is their father. Everything that he does affects them as well. And yet you still had the audacity to bring the man on the show, like Karen Huger said, he only existed on your phone, and pretend and play in our faces like you were getting back together and reconciling, you were back in a relationship with him. And he turned around and said, no, it was only for the show. I was doing it as a favor to you. When his, other, mistresses and side chicks and girlfriends and this, that, and the third called him out on it. So kudos to Chris Bassett for trying to be empathetic to you when you've really done this to yourself at this point. I, however, disagree with Chris. I don't think the reason why Gizelle said that Chris made her feel uncomfortable had anything to do with her abusive or traumatic marriage to Gizelle Bryant. I think it's actually more self-serving. I think that Gizelle needed a storyline. I think that Gizelle needed a target. I think that her and, her other Robin and Ashley and the Green Eyed Bandits and that whole crew got together and said, this season, the target's going to be Candiace and Chris and Wendy. And this is how we're going to take them down. Now, I think that plan has dissolved and deteriorated as the episodes in the season continues. We see that Robin actually backtracks and says, you know what? No, Chris didn't do anything wrong. I think, Gizelle is exaggerating the situation. Then we have Ashley side with Wendy with the whole Mia fight, being like, being violent and all of that and fighting against Wendy is wrong. So we do see dissension between that core group as the season continues on. But I do think that in the beginning, prior to filming, they got together with, these are the targets and these are the storylines. So I also think that a big reason why Chris doesn't need to sue her for defamation is also because it's been exposed that she was lying. I think it's one thing if we all believed Gizelle and we all believed her lie and we all believed her version of events and was going after Chris and saying, oh, he lured her, oh, he's a predator, oh, he's doing this and that. Then I think Chris might feel differently because he would have to feel like he has to defend himself if the public believed Gizelle. But I think Chris is playing it right. There's no need to sue someone and go to court and, spend the money and the energy and all of that, in a court case when she's not credible. She's not believable. We all see through the BS. And the producers really had Chris's back, or not even had Chris's back. Producers just did their jobs. They showed what the truth was versus what was being said. And so since I think that we have the video footage of everything, that they're saying about Chris, exonerating him of all these claims, I think because, the majority of the audience is calling BS and seeing through the lies, there's really no reason for Chris to sue. So I kind of, I agree with him. I think that suing someone should be the absolute last resort, not a way to get back at someone. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe what Chris is saying, how he's being empathetic? Gizelle is acting out because of her past traumatic abusive relationship, or are you kind of like me where I'm just like, you know what? She just needed a storyline and she just needed a target, and it is what it is. And do you agree with Chris that, he doesn't need to sue anybody because we all see the truth? Or do you think, no, man, she was putting it out there that you were this predator guy, that you were, trying to get her into an uncomfortable situation. He should go ahead and sue her anyway. And what do you think Ashley Darby's role in all of this is? And also when it comes to Candiace, how do you think she's been handling the situation? I see Candiace's growth. I see her maturity, and I think she's handling the situation in a very mature way. She's standing by her husband. She's calling the girls out, but she's not going all the way down to hell in order to do so. But I want to know what you guys think. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community, and shop our love collection below. With that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram at Candy Washington. Let's go!